What if the most powerful investment you could ever make wasn't in stocks, wasn't in real estate, wasn't in crypto, but in your own human capital? Right now, millions of people are searching for the next winning investment, scrolling stock apps, watching market predictions, waiting for the next breakout opportunity, while ignoring the one asset that has unlimited growth potential: you. And here's the surprising truth most people never calculate. A single decision to upgrade your skills, expand your network, or restructure your thinking can produce returns that outperform almost any traditional investment. But very few people know how to measure that return. Not emotionally, mathematically. In this video, I'm going to show you a simple framework to calculate the return on investment of your own personal development. Once you understand these numbers, something powerful happens. You stop seeing self-improvement as an expense and start seeing it as capital allocation. Stay with me until the end of this video, because I'll show you a simple formula that could completely change how you invest in yourself and reveal why the most successful people quietly treat their skills, network, and mindset as the most valuable assets they own. Think about how most people approach investing. They open an investment app. They analyze stock charts. They study real estate opportunities. They compare returns between markets. All of that attention is focused outward. External assets, external opportunities, external speculation. But very few people ask a deeper question. What is the return on investing in myself? Not motivation, not inspiration, actual measurable financial return. Because every year, people spend money on things that produce no future income. Phones that depreciate, cars that lose value, subscriptions that slowly drain cash flow. Yet when the conversation shifts to learning a new skill, earning a certification, attending a professional conference, or expanding their knowledge, suddenly the same person says something interesting. I can't afford that. That sentence reveals something powerful. Many people are comfortable spending money, but uncomfortable deploying money into their own growth. And the real cost of that mindset is invisible. Because the biggest financial loss rarely comes from a bad investment. It comes from unrealized potential, income that could have increased, opportunities that were never accessed, skills that were never developed. Your earning power is not fixed. Your value in the marketplace is not permanent. It evolves based on the capabilities you build, which means your human capital, the combination of your skills, knowledge, network, and mindset, may actually be the most important asset you will ever own. But most people never treat it that way. They treat it like a hobby, something optional, something secondary. Meanwhile, the individuals who build extraordinary wealth quietly operate under a different principle. They treat personal development as strategic capital allocation, not random learning, not endless courses, but targeted investments designed to increase income potential. The real question becomes, how do you measure the return of investing in yourself? Because once that calculation becomes clear, something changes. You begin to see education differently, training differently, mentorship differently, and even the decisions you make about your time start to look different. But before understanding how to calculate that return, there's a surprising mistake most people make when evaluating personal growth. A mistake that quietly limits their financial trajectory without them realizing it. Most people believe personal development is impossible to measure. They assume learning, networking, or improving skills is valuable, but vague. Something motivational, something inspirational, something that might help someday. But the moment you start measuring it like an investment, the conversation changes completely. Because the return on self-investment can actually be calculated, not perfectly, but surprisingly accurately. Here's the simple framework. Personal ROI equals estimated annual income increase divided by total cost of investment times 100. Let's walk through an example. Imagine someone spends $1,000 on a certification. That certification helps them qualify for a promotion or a higher paying role. Their income increases by $5,000 per year. Now apply the formula. $5,000 divided by $1,000 times 100. That equals a 500% annual return. 500%. Now compare that to something familiar. The historical long-term average return of the S&P 500 is roughly around 10% annually. 10% is considered excellent in traditional investing. Yet a well-chosen skill investment can produce hundreds of percent in annual income growth. And that return doesn't happen once, it compounds. That additional $5,000 can repeat every year. 5 years later, that single decision could represent $25,000 in additional income. 10 years later, the financial impact becomes even larger. But most people never calculate this because they don't view their career or abilities as an investment portfolio. They see it as a fixed identity, something they simply live with. Yet the market treats skills differently. Skills are economic assets. They determine earning potential. They determine opportunity access. They determine resilience during economic change. And once you start thinking this way, something shifts. Instead of asking, "Can I afford to learn this?" you begin asking a different question. What is the potential return if I do? But income growth doesn't come from random learning. It comes from something much more strategic. And the people who consistently increase their earning power understand a concept that changes how personal development works. It's called skill stacking. Here's where personal development becomes strategic. Most people try to become excellent at one single skill. They focus all their energy on mastering one area and hope that expertise alone will dramatically increase their income. But the marketplace often rewards something different: skill combinations. Because when you combine several solid abilities, something interesting happens. You become rare. Not because each skill is extraordinary on its own, but because the combination becomes valuable. Think about this. Someone who understands accounting may earn a decent income. Someone who understands coding may also earn a decent income. But someone who understands accounting and coding together can build financial systems, automation tools, and data solutions that very few people can create. That combination suddenly increases market demand. The same idea appears across many industries: marketing plus analytics, finance plus technology, communication plus leadership. Each additional capability multiplies value. This is why high earners rarely depend on one single strength. They build layers of competence. Each layer expands their usefulness in the marketplace, and usefulness translates into opportunity. More opportunities lead to higher income potential. Higher income potential creates financial leverage, and leverage compounds over time. But there is another asset that quietly influences financial growth just as much as skills. It's something many people underestimate: the people around you. There is a form of capital that rarely appears on balance sheets, yet it influences income, opportunities, and financial growth more than most people realize. Your network. Not just the number of people you know, but the quality of information, perspective, and opportunity circulating in your environment. Think about how opportunities usually appear. A new business partnership, a job opening that never gets publicly posted, an investment opportunity discovered early, a skill that becomes valuable before the market notices. These moments rarely arrive randomly. They travel through people. This is why the phrase, "your network is your net worth," appears so often in wealth conversations, because relationships are information pipelines. When your environment includes individuals who think strategically about money, business, and growth, something subtle begins to change. You hear different conversations. You notice opportunities sooner. You gain access to insights that shorten learning curves. That access reduces the time it takes to build wealth. In many cases, one meaningful connection can unlock opportunities that take others years to discover. But network equity is not built through superficial networking. It grows through value exchange. When you develop useful skills, contribute thoughtful ideas, and engage with people who pursue growth, your environment evolves. And when your environment evolves, your opportunities expand. But there is one deeper layer beneath skills and networks that determines whether these opportunities are actually used: a mental framework, the way you interpret cost, risk, and possibility. Because before anyone invests in skills or relationships, they must first confront a powerful internal question: what is the cost of staying the same? A powerful shift happens when someone stops asking, "Can I afford to invest in myself?" and starts asking a different question: what will it cost me if I don't? Because the price of inaction is rarely visible today. It appears gradually. A skill that was never learned, a promotion that was never reached, an opportunity that passed to someone more prepared. Over time, those missed moments accumulate, and the gap between potential and reality begins to widen. Many people believe wealth is determined primarily by income, but income itself is shaped by habits, knowledge, and structure. When someone strengthens their mindset toward growth, their behavior changes. They begin looking for ways to increase value instead of only protecting what they already have. They treat time differently. They become more intentional about learning. They surround themselves with people who challenge their thinking. That shift does not create overnight results, yet it creates momentum. Momentum leads to better decisions. Better decisions lead to stronger financial positioning, and stronger positioning opens doors that were previously invisible. At this point, the idea of self-investment stops feeling abstract. It becomes practical, because once someone understands the value of skills, relationships, and mindset, the next logical step becomes clear. Evaluate where growth could generate the greatest return. And that process begins with a simple exercise. Clarity often begins with a simple evaluation, not of your bank account, but of your future earning potential. Start by identifying one skill that could significantly increase your marketplace value. Something practical, something measurable, something connected to opportunity. It could be learning data analysis, improving communication, understanding financial literacy, developing digital skills, or strengthening leadership abilities. Once you identify that skill, estimate its potential impact. Ask yourself 3 questions. What could this skill add to my income within 1 year? What might the impact look like within 3 years? And how could this compound over 5 years? Then estimate the cost required to learn it. Courses, books, mentorship, training programs, or dedicated study time. When you compare those numbers, something powerful often becomes clear. The cost of learning is usually small compared to the potential income growth it unlocks. This exercise transforms self-development from a vague idea into a strategic decision. Instead of randomly consuming information, you begin building a personal investment portfolio made of skills, relationships, and mental frameworks. Each investment increases your capacity to create value, and the more value you create, the greater your financial leverage becomes. Over time, this process builds something far more powerful than a single investment gain. It builds a self-reinforcing growth system, a system where learning increases income, income expands opportunity, opportunity multiplies future learning, and this cycle gradually transforms financial possibilities. Yet the real advantage of this approach is not immediate income, it's the long-term trajectory it creates. Imagine where this approach could place you over the next decade. Not through luck, not through speculation, but through deliberate growth. One skill learned this year, another capability added next year. A stronger network developed gradually. A mindset that views every challenge as an opportunity to increase value. Each of those steps may seem small in isolation, but together they create momentum. Momentum changes trajectories, income grows, confidence increases, opportunities appear more frequently, and something remarkable begins to happen. Instead of chasing opportunities, opportunities begin finding you, because the marketplace consistently rewards individuals who solve problems, communicate clearly, and adapt faster than the environment around them. The true advantage of investing in yourself is that this asset cannot be taken away by market volatility. Stocks can fluctuate, markets can decline, economic cycles can shift, but knowledge, discipline, and capability remain with you. They continue producing value regardless of external conditions. That is why many of the most successful individuals quietly prioritize personal development above all other investments. They understand something powerful. Your most valuable asset is not what you own, it is what you can create. And when you consistently increase your ability to create value, your financial trajectory changes permanently. You stop depending entirely on external opportunities. You become someone capable of generating them. That transformation is where real financial awakening begins. Now I want you to think about something. If you were to invest in one area of yourself this month, which would it be? 1. A high-value skill that increases your income potential. 2. Your health and energy, which powers your productivity. 3. Your network, expanding the people and ideas around you. 4. Your mindset and structure, strengthening your financial discipline. Comment the number below. Your answer reveals where your next level of growth might begin. Because wealth is rarely built by accident. It is built through intentional decisions repeated over time. And that journey starts with recognizing that the most powerful investment you can ever make is the one that improves your ability to create value. If this perspective helped you see money, growth, and opportunity differently, then you are exactly who this channel is for. Financial Awaken with Aaron is about financial education, wealth building strategies, money mindset shifts, and the habits that help individuals and families build long-term financial freedom. If you want more insights like this, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Because the goal here is simple, not hype, not shortcuts, clarity, discipline, and sustainable wealth building. And remember this, the greatest return on investment will always come from the asset you control most, yourself.